Pebion says, did you have a good today? I had a fantastic day helping you stream, Pehai.
Hi, Jet. Hi, Jet. Hi, Jet. Hodor has inhibited me from starting up properly. Starting up properly. But there's Hodor. Hi, Hodor. How you doing, chat? Sorry, we had a late start both times today. Fucking hell. I don't know what's going on with VTube. It wasn't doing this at work. The VTube Studio thing. This is at-home exclusive. An at-home exclusive. So yeah, we're gonna be doing more Lone Wolf. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing, and I need exactly where you're at, Hodor. Like that exact spot is where I need to be to do anything. You're directly in the middle. It is quite frustrating, Hodor. Little baby, little sweet baby. What are you doing? Do you mind getting out of the way? Would you get out of the way? Please? Please? Why do you have all this eye gunk? Gross. Gross with all that eye gunk. Clean yourself. Clean yourself. How's everybody doing today? I only just talked to you moments ago. It feels like anyway. Hi, Hodor. Oh. Oh, look at you. Oh. Yeah? Are you moving? Are you gonna let me interact with my stream with what I'm doing today? Huh? 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 Yeah, so I don't know if the PS2 is gonna end up being usable, unfortunately. I did mess with it, after stream was canceled. Sorry about that, by the way. It could be that the way I'm formatting the hard drive might be wrong, and I need a special kind of thing to do it. I'll look into, because I can't use my at-home enclosure to format it because it doesn't format it correctly on like a sub level. So I might need to order something to get it done correctly. I don't know. But Thursday, in between repairs, we're going to be playing Kingsfield. I'm going to be giving that a try. It is a very frustrating, very unforgiving, very difficult time, so prepare to hear me fucking bitch, piss, and moan. As if you don't already. All right, so we last left off. We were on top of that big bridge, and we had saved the prince from that like ogre man, that ogre boss, and he gave us his horse to try and head back to the castle, the kingdom, in his stead, to try and rally troops to help with the invasion. So that is where we left off, and that is where we're gonna go. However, I forgot to grab my little book thing. There it is. There it is. Boop. Hodor didn't like getting booped by it. Boop. You don't like being booped? You boop me all the time. Oh, that is gonna be a perfect... Wait, no, it might not be. That'll be a perfect spot if she doesn't press any buttons. You can see her little toesies. Her little toesy woesies. Alright, since we didn't actually get set up because of her. Cat blame. Cat blame. Let's actually get to going, huh? Get rid of this keyboard. Ah. Okay. The prince's horse is a magnificent animal, strong, fast, and sure-footed. After several... Oh, I'm on a weird, like, angle here. We good? Yeah, we good. After several miles, the woodland highway comes eventually to a junction where two smaller roads head away in opposite directions. There's a wooden signpost lying beside the road. It has only recently been hacked down and defaced so that the destinations are no longer legible. If you possess the Kai discipline of tracking, turn to 385. If you do not possess this skill, you can leave this junction and follow the highway to the left by turning to 44. Or you can continue by the way of the highway heading off to your right by turning to 206. Do we have... No, we have hunting. I think we're going to follow the highway to the right. Because, yeah, we're like on the bridge here, and the kingdom's like over here. So, oh, wait, no, if we're going... Yeah, if we're doing that way then, going down, and we need to go to our left. Okay, so let's go to 44. Let's go to 44. How are we doing on health, by the way? 25. Back to 26. Let's go. All right, so we're going to 44. Oh, real close. Let's see. You've ridden about 3 miles along this timberland trail when, in the distance, you spot the unmistakable silhouette of Giax. They are standing in a group in the middle of the track and do not appear to have seen you. High above the trees... Yeah, can you see how my nail is all fucking purple around the corner there? That's when I bent it. That's when I bent it up today. Oh. They are standing in a group in the middle of the track and do not appear to have seen you. High above the trees, you hear the cry of Kron heading towards the west. They've just landed these Giax in the forest road and are now returning to the mountains to collect another squad of enemy scouts. If you wish to gallop straight towards the distant groups of Giax in the hopes that you will catch them by surprise and scatter them, turn to 530. If you decide to leave the road and take to the forest to avoid these scouts, I think we're going to avoid... While we didn't get into a lot of combat last time, we got into, like, very difficult combat. So I feel like our guy would be, you know, a bit exhausted and not wanting to deal with this right now. Plus, you know, we're on a mission, so we got to get going. Okay, we're now back at full health at 27. So we need to go to 255. 255. You steer your horse off the trail and take to the trees. The timberland here is thickly entangled with shrubs and thorny briars, which make the going difficult, but you persevere, and soon reach a less ensnaring part of this darkening forest. Unfortunately, this clear part of the forest has also been chosen by the enemy for use as secret encampment. The Giax lookout raises the alarm as soon as it sees your white horse approaching through the trees. The enemy is alert and quick to react. Moments after the alarm is sounded, a flurry of black arrows comes whistling towards you. Pick a number from the random number table. If you possess camouflage, which we don't, add 2. Alright. Alright, chat. This is our first roll of the night. I accidentally got us in the combat. 2? Oh my god. If your total is now 4 or lower, turn to 383. Oh, shit. Alright. This is gonna be bad. I think this is gonna be pretty bad. You are struck simultaneously by 3 Giek arrows. One clips your right shoulder. Another grazes your left leg just above the ankle. And the third draws a crimson line across the back of your right hand. Lose 3 endurance points. So that takes us down to 24 out of 27. Hodor is trying desperately to make me not write this down. No, we're not dead already. We're just kind of pained. We're painful. If you have survived these grazing wounds, you can attempt to escape this secret enemy encampment by turning to 176. See, I told you though, chat. I told you though. We were exhausted and we just got slammed by these arrows. That's why we wanted to avoid combat. Wait, what page? 76. Okay. You spur the prince's horse to a gallop and race him deeper into the forest. This is a fine war horse. Agile and strong, by far the best horse you've ever ridden. Although the ground is a tangle of briars and roots, he never once falters. The Gieks are soon left far behind. When you judge it safe to do so, you slacken the pace and then bring your mount to a halt, allowing him a few minutes to rest. The light has faded fast, and night is almost upon you. If you wish to continue your ride in the same direction, turn to 65. If you wish to change direction and steer your horse toward your left, so as to follow the bearing of the trail you left behind, turn to 201. You know what? Maybe getting back on the trail is going to be what we need to do. So let's turn to 201, huh? And then we can heal a point here. So 25. Okay. 201. You soon emerge from the woods onto the main highway. You recognize this road. It is the main turnpike which connects the northern port of Torin to the capital, Holmgard, in the south. Spurring your horse onto the highway. Jesus. That scared me. You want us to save right here? We can save on 201. All right. Boom. We've saved our game. 201. There we go. That is the first time that's ever been redeemed. That scared me. I didn't know what that was. Hodor, you're being a nuisance. What are you doing? You're doing this the worst way possible. How you doing, outcast? Welcome in. Hodor, you're only standing over the part I need. Sweet baby. Good thing I saved the game. Hodor is interrupting it. Sweet baby. Why'd you get up? It was so great where you were at the time. That was the best place for you to be, little baby. Little sweet thing. Little girly. Alright, what are we doing here? Spurring your horse onto the highway, you turn him towards the south. This road is wide and clear, and its surface is in good condition. You feel confident now that you should be able to reach Holmgard by... there we go. Well, you know what? We got arrowed a little bit, but we're no worse for wear. And we're getting our health back. 25, 26. Yeah, look at that. We're just about to maximum again. We got arrowed. But yeah, no, I was considering between Kingsfield and Daggerfall to play at work between repairs and stuff. We'll play a little bit of Kingsfield, see how I'm feeling about it, how easy it is to pick it up and drop it off, and then maybe switch over to Daggerfall. I don't know. Hold on. Sweet baby, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It was so nice how you were. Oh, there she goes again. Please don't touch a button. Please don't touch a button with your butt. It's not a button. As you ride along the highway, you notice that light is fading fast. It will soon be completely dark, which will make it very... which will make it very difficult for you to see any... Oh, did I... Oh, shit. Do I not have the fishing scene up here? Man, it has just been something, hasn't it? Every fucking time. It'll tell you in chat what you got. There you go. Copy. Hodor is laying all over the entirety of my mouse pad, so this is not easy to do. Let me see here. Turn off auto hide. Okay. There we go. Now you can fish in peace. Where'd it go? There it is. There we go. Now you can fish in peace. Sorry about that. Okay, what were we doing? As you ride along the highway, you notice that light is fading fast. It will soon be completely dark, which will make it very difficult for you to see any dangers that may be lurking ahead. You decide that it is best if you take cover and rest for a few hours in the tree line bordering the highway. When you are satisfied that your resting place is secure, you pull your warm green cloak about you and drift into an uneasy sleep. Turn to 389. Look at that, we got EP sleepy nappies. We have had quite a busy day, haven't we? Like, our entire order is now dead. We narrowly saved the prince from dying in another encounter, and then we almost died to a volley of arrows. You know, we're having a time, man. We're having a time. All right, let's see here. 389. You're awoken by the loathsome cries of Kron circling high above you in the clear dawn sky. Rubbing your eyes, you peer upwards through the canopy of branches to see 3 of the loathsome creatures. What did you... Stop! I just needed to write one thing, little baby. What am I doing? Where am I at? What am I doing? Where am I at? Rubbing your eyes, you peer upwards through the canopy of branches to see 3 of the loathsome creatures. They screech repeatedly. Then they peel away and fly off towards the north. You feel sure that you could not have been seen from the air, but you are wary that they may have detected you using one of their other senses. For safety's sake, you decide that it would be prudent to break camp and leave at once. Without any undue delay, you prepare and mount your horse, and then continue your ride south along the main highway to Holmgard. Turn to 335. Look at globe. You've ridden for several miles and have seen no sign of refugee nor enemy soldiers. You continue to ride as fast as your horse will carry you until you find yourself approaching a high ridge. You feel confident that you will be able to see the capital from this high vantage point. As you crest the peak of the ridge... Sorry, let me... My windows got jacked up. Okay. You feel confident that you'll be able to see the capital from this high vantage point as you crest the peak of the ridge. The sight that meets you on the far side is one that fills you with hope. But you quickly discover that there are also a new challenge that must be overcome. Turn to 215. Whoa, is there going to be another army in the way? What? Huh? I feel like I just blacked out. What is happening? Where was I going? We were on 3. What was it? There we go. 215. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Oh gosh. Illustration overleaf on next page. Whoa. In the distance, you see the tall, gray-white walls and glimmering spires of Holmgard. This is our destination that we're getting to, chat. Look at that. It doesn't look too bad. I wonder what the challenge is going to be. There is a sword right there and a rusty helmet. But it looks like just lush farmland. I don't see anything of danger here. There's a little cat. Hodor is going away. Hodor has had enough. In the distance, you see tall, gray, white walls, glimmering spires of Holmgard. The colorful banners of the city's guilds are fluttering from the battlements in the fresh morning breeze. Stretching out towards the east, the mighty river Elidil winds its way from its source in the Duncraig Mountains. Through the capital and out towards the broad estuary of the Holm Gulf. Holmgard's Holm Gulf. The natural beauty of this grand vista makes you feel proud and fortunate to have been born Somlending. But when you turn your gaze towards the distant western peaks of the Derncraigs, there you behold a sight that belights this magnificent landscape. Hovering among the jagged mountaintops like dark and malevolent storm clouds are swarms of Zlan beast and Kron. They are mustering their numbers in preparation for an attack on the capital. In the narrow mountain passes below these swarms, you see vast columns of enemy troops on the march. Clearly, their intention is to assault and lay siege to Holmgard. You estimate that the main body of their vast army is now no more than 2 days' march from the city walls. The King's Highway from the Holmgard to Torren crosses the fertile, rolling plains and farmlands surrounding the capital. At a gallop, you reckon you'll be able to reach the outer fieldworks of the city's defenses in under an hour. But to do so on horseback would entail having to cover several miles of open countryside without any protection overhead. This will make you vulnerable to attack from the air by marauding Kron. You pondered the alternative routes that could bring you to the capital and determined 2 other options. Nearby, you can see a small river. It is the Dwayne, a tributary of the Elidil. It wends its sluggish way across the plain and flows into the Elidil less than a mile from the walls of the capital. If you were to abandon your horse, you could see use to the gentle current of the Dwayne to carry you downstream towards the city's outer defenses. The riverbanks are steeply undercut for the... Hi. For most of the way, and they would offer you some cover as you approach the fieldworks, or there is a final alternative. Situated between the River Dwayne and the King's Highway is a vast burial... No, we're not going to take the burial ground. Nope. I don't want to get stuck with, undead. I don't want to fight skeletons. This place is called the Graveyard of the Ancients. It is constructed many centuries ago in an age before the Somlending laid claim to this land and transformed it into fertile wonder you see today. The tombs and crumbling monuments of this ancient necropolis would certainly conceal your approach to the city, but it is a forbidden area. You shiver when you recall tales you have heard about the nameless horrors which supposedly lie there still, in an eternal restless sleep, waiting to corrupt and consume the unwary trespasser. If you choose to take your chances out in the open plain, you can make your final approach to the Hungard by way of the King's Highway. Turn to 298. If you decide that you will stand a better chance... of safely reaching the capital by way of the River Duane, you can leave your horse to graze on the rich grassland hereabouts before turning to 189. Or if you're brave enough to risk the unknown perils of the graveyard of the ancients, you can approach the city by this forbidden route. I don't want to go there. I think we could end up like drowning in the water, you know? And if there is like a warring tribe of people like 2 days ahead of us, I don't see how we're gonna fight too many scouts if we fight any at all. I think we're just gonna go for it, just go straight for it on our horseback. That way too, we get the horse back to the king, so it's saved for the prince. We don't know what's gonna happen to the horse. We just leave it on the riverbank, you know. Horses were, you know, they're not cheap in these days. You gotta take care of them. All right, so let's go to 298. Maybe we'll get something for keeping the horse alive, you know? $298. Urging your horse forward, you gallop down the long stretch of highway towards a gentle ridge. But after only a few minutes, your horse begins to slow and finally limps to a halt. You dismount and examine its raised right foreleg. You curse your... damn it. No! You curse your ill luck, for you see that it has thrown a shoe and its hoof is split... Oh, we've made it infinitely worse. Oh, God. You curse your ill luck, for you see that it has thrown a shoe and its hoof is split open quite badly. You will leave your lame horse here and proceed on foot as quickly as you can. Well, that was a bad decision. We should have let it graze on the riverbanks. I guess. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. You know, we had good intentions at least. You look to the skies and see a random pair of Krons scouting the plains and farmsteads for targets of opportunity. Fearful of falling victim to these vicious marauders, you pick up your pace and descend from the ridge at a steady run. Using a narrow cart track which veers away from the main highway in a southwesterly direction to the west, the great invading army of Dark Lord Zagarna can be seen seeping through the distant mountain passes of the Derncraig, like a sickly black lava stream. You've been running along the track for 20 minutes when your keen Kai senses alert you to danger. A pack of doom wolves have just come into view, lining the crest of a gentle ridge away to your right. If you wish to take cover behind one of several large boulders which line the side of the cart track ahead, and wait in hiding until the enemy scouts have passed, turn to 378. If you choose to carry on running, but draw your weapon just in case they spot you and decide to attack. Turn to 228. Doom Wolves sounds like something I don't want to encounter. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to avoid anything that could potentially kill me or slow me down. They're much worse than regular wolves. What, like, are there apocalypse wolves too? You got the doom wolves. What about the apocalypse? Like, what, abyss wolves? Ah, there you go. There you go. That's the step up from doom wolves. Abyssal wolves. Let's hide behind some rocks. I mean, it worked for Sam, Frodo, and Pippin when they hid from the Nazgul under a log. It worked for them. Surely it'll work for me, right? You are you are very lucky. Oh, so the other encounter would have been a fight, maybe. Given that it's explicitly telling me. You are very lucky. The enemy has failed to spot you. After a few minutes, they slowly move away and disappear from view on the far side of the ridge. Once you're sure that they have left the area, you return to the track and continue your run. Turn to 12. Whoa, that's pretty early. 12 is super early, huh? There we go. The track leads you towards a group of cottages in the middle distance. You're beginning to feel tired and thirsty from your run. So am I. So am I. I need to wet my whistle with some Baja Blast. If you wish to enter one of the cottages and rest there a while, turn to 161. If you decide to press on regardless of your fatigue and thirst, turn to 118. We're gonna go inside a cottage. Maybe we'll find a nice refreshing Baja Blast in this medieval cottage, huh? 161. A nice refreshing room temperature Baja Blast. Delicious. It's a dragon. I guess that's supposed to be a cron, maybe. You enter through the open door of the first cottage and collapse wearily onto a bench beside a large oak table. The air in this dusty dwelling is warm and smells of cooked meat and ripe cheese. What an awful sounding description. Ripe cheese? You notice a small cauldron hanging over the embers of a dying fire, and at the far end of the table a place has been set ready for a meal. But despite the signs to the contrary, you sense that the cottage is empty. Whoever lives here must have left in a great hurry earlier this morning. Next to the place setting are a jug of spring water and a loaf of freshly baked bread. If you decide to drink the water and eat the bread, turn to 211. If you wish to make a more thorough search of the cottage, turn to 257. we could try to loot this cottage. Maybe maybe we get an idea of, I mean, obviously we know why they left, but make sure there's no signs of struggle or that they poisoned the food for something. Yeah. We can make a full breakfast instead of just. No, oh, she's at it again, chat. These are not toys, Hodor. Hodor, that's not. No, don't you. No, this is what got you banished last time, sweet baby. Hodor, stop. She's full on chewing on it. No. This was an expensive book. Don't ruin the things. Hodor, I'm sorry. That you fucker. You fucker. No, now you're gonna be digging your nails into the book. That's no. Hodor? No. All right, let's loot the cottage, huh? Maybe we'll find a nice, comfortable blanket. We could take a nap, even though we need to get to the fucking castle. We would have been there if the horse didn't split its hoof. Suck up. That sounds awful. Splitting a hoof? I just assumed horses were shoed so that like their nails weren't worn down while they were like galloping and being used. I didn't think that hoof splitting was a possibility. Good lord. Hodor does need distraction treats. She does. But who will give her the distraction treats? Who will give it to her? You search through all the cupboards of this small cottage and find the following simple items: a bone comb, a tin cup, a belt buckle, and a ball of... That's what Hodor needs, is the ball of string. You're trying to save up to 100k? What are you gonna do with 100k? Get me fucking wasted the next time I have a drinking stream? A bone comb, a tin cup, a belt buckle, and a ball of string. If you wish to keep any of these items, backpack items, be sure to record them on your action chart. Let's keep the cup and a ball of string, huh? I don't really have room for anything else. I have one more slot left, so we'll save that for something else. Having completed your search, you What are you doing? Digging through the pages? It's not hiding any. What are you doing? Nothing's hiding. Having completed your search, where's the rivet? It is tucked away. No give. It's not under there. What are you doing? What are you digging under there for? It's not under there. Having completed your... It's not under there. Do you not have object permanence? Are you not smarter than a 2-year-old? Hodor does not have object permanence, chat. Having completed your search, you pause to take a couple of gulps of the jug of water before leaving the cottage and continuing your run along the cart track. Oh, it's the crawly goat. Crawly gnome, excuse me. It's crawly gnome. It's yeah. Okay, yeah. You know what? Maybe that is the problem. She knows it's there. Lose. Head empty. Head empty, please. Okay, 118. Lose your object permanence. Wow, I don't like that I have 4 options coming up. You have continued your run for about a mile when ahead of you see a narrow footbridge across a wide irrigation channel. 3 soldiers are standing in a group on the near side of the bridge. You wave to them as you approach and they respond in a seemingly friendly fashion, but as you get closer, they draw their swords and demand that you drop your weapons and equipment. These rough-looking soldiers are blood-stained and unshaven. Their leader, the tallest of the trio, is wearing the tunic of a soldier of the Tauren City Watch. I do possess 6th sense. I'm definitely not going to do what they demand of me. No. I'm not going to listen to brigands. Excuse me? No, sir. I am a member of the Kai. I do not give in to brigandry. If you demand to know what they want, let's use our skills. Let's use our Kai. Hodor, what are you doing? Let's use our Kai skills. These men are not what they seem. The leader's tunic is... There's nothing under there. There isn't a single thing under there. Just like there's not a single thing in there. You trust these brigands blindly? You know, I too am completely unshaven. And I am trustable and reliable. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Oh, we got ads coming up pretty quick. The leader's tunic is genuine enough, but it is heavily blood-stained around the collar, as its real owner was unfortunate enough to have had his throat slit. Also, their weapons are not standard garrison issue, but expensive and lavishly decorated. The hilt of the leader's sword is embossed with the symbol of a mountain peak and 3 stars. This identifies it as a weapon made in Hammerdal by the armorers of Durinor. Some of the finest weaponsmiths in all the land. Hodor is slowly worming her way around the book. she's, she's desperately trying to get the ribbon. Some of the finest weaponsmiths in all the last lands. No ordinary soldier could afford a sword as fine as this one. To your dismay, you notice that each of these men also has a crossbow slung over his pack, and a full quarrel of bolts fixed to their belts. Judging by the well-maintained condition of these marksmen, any attempt to run from them across the open ground would likely be suicidal. Reluctantly, you decide that you must fight them. Oh. Really, you must fight them, or you will surely be murdered as soon as you give up your weapons and equipment. Turn to 263. The ribbons don't go under the book, Hodor. See, this is where her object permanence is confusing her. She knows that they're under something, just not that they're... She thinks that they're under the book. They're not under the book. They're under the pages. They're under the pages, Hodor. 263. All right. All right. They see you drawing your weapon, and the leader immediately orders his men to attack you. If you decide to fight these soldiers, you must do so one at a time. If you kill all three of them, turn to 88. If at any time you wish to evade combat, you can do so by turning to 29. Nah, look at these guys. 15, 13, 12. Nah, we got this. We're going to have a load of combat. We're going to have a load of combat when we come back from break, chat. Let's get this written down, huh? So, let's see. Leader, so we're at 27. Or excuse me, that's our combat strength. Oh fuck! I've already fucked it up. Whoop, 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 whoop. So his combat skill is 15, 20. Our I think is 27, and our combat skill is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 because of the plus one from the spear. All right, yeah. From the magical, from the plus one high quality spear we have. All right, 21. And then we have Soldier 1, who is 13, 16. And then Soldier 2, who is 12 and 15. Okay, ads are starting here in, like right now, so we will be right back.
オッケー。行こう行こう。お前ら今日はやったよ。任しとけ。瀬形三四郎。瀬形三四郎。瀬形三四郎。
音速ハリネズミソニックのレースゲームソニック R。
瀬形三。
朝また来ようぜ。
瀬形三四郎。はあ。ほれ。ほれ。瀬形三四郎。瀬形三四郎。
3つのドラマの RPG シャイニングフォース3。
瀬形三。セガタボンバーマン超立体型で燃えまくれサターンボンバーマンファイトセガサターンサンダさん来るかな来るかな 断しろ。
セガタ三四郎からのプレゼント、三四郎ディスクもついている。
セガサタン。
遊びの道に魂込めた一人の男が今日も行く。真面目に遊ばぬ奴らには体で覚えさせるぞ。セガタ三四郎、セガタ三四郎、セガサタン四郎とや。セガタ三四郎、頭を使え。
頭を使う表裏一体頭脳ゲームソロクライシス。
セガサタン。
セガタ三四郎、セガタ三四郎、セガサタン四郎。
アズイル。
伝説のドラゴンと共に戦いの旅へ。パンツァードラグーン RPG アーゼル。
セガサタン。
セガタ三四郎、セガタ三四郎、セガサタン四郎。
冬こそ燃えろ。今年の冬を制覇しろ。ウィンターヒート。セガサタン。人命救助。ソニックチーム最新作近未来レスキューアクションバーニングレンジャー。セガサタン。
セガタ三四郎、セガタ三四郎、セガサタン四郎。
ホームラン。98年。
Okay, we're back. We're back. Hodor does not want this combat to happen. Chat, Hodor does not approve of combat. Only ribbon. Only ribbon. Alright, so we are at a +6 advantage against the leader here. We can't let Hodor know that the ribbons exist. She didn't see. She didn't see the ribbons. Alright, where are we at here? I really need a printout of the combat table, I think. Okay, so let's roll our random number. A random number, chat. Boom. A 4. Alright, we rolled a 4. Let's see here. 4. And we're at a +6 advantage against the leader. So, right here. The enemy takes 9 health. So he's now he's at 11. And then we take 2. So that means we're at 25. Okay. Okay. Let's roll again. Whoa. Alright. Now he's at 2. And we're at 23. Alright. Let's see. If we roll a 4 again, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, boom. Are you fucking kidding me right now? How do I roll 3 4s in a row? This isn't even the busted dice. This one isn't the busted dice. That one's the white one. No, the blue one. The blue one's the busted one. All right. Well, the leader's dead, and we're now at 21. So 21 versus Soldier 1 here. Okay. So now we're at a +8 advantage against the soldier. I'm shaking it. I promise, chat. Look at it move. Hi, Hodor. 8. Whoa, 8 versus 8. Let's go. So 8 is gonna be the white here. +8. The enemy takes -16 health, which is its entire health pool. So let's see. What I do here? Did I like stab him directly through the heart in one go, or like did I decapitate him just like right off? I don't know. But he has been fucking smote. Why is Soldier 2 even still standing here? Is he hoping to become the new leader of no men among men? Maybe this is gonna be a better way to just to roll it. Let's see. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's a 10. That's a 10. We rolled a 10. A 10 on a +9. Hodor? How am I supposed to kill this man if you're blocking me from it? Why are you saving him? Hmm? Huh? Does he owe you money? You don't know how to use money. You don't know how you don't have no cat finances. So we rolled a 10 on a +9. That one is actually just an automatic kill. Look at that, K kill. Okay, so this combat, these guys were chumps. Absolutely nothing. Just, I mean, the leader, of course, gave us a bit of a time. We did lose some health to the leader, but otherwise, yeah, like this was simple. I guess there's a reason why he was the leader, huh? All right, let's get back to it here. Hodor, this is not tenable. This is not tenable. Thank you. We need to record our what are we down to? Yeah, we're down to 21 from 27. So you know he did a hefty chunk of damage to us. I like this track. Who is this? Oh, it's Arang? Yeah, okay. That's why. That's why I like it. Hodor, you're bending up the pages. All right. If you kill all 3 of them, turn to 88. Oh, she's holding my hand. Look at that. She's holding my hand with her little needles, her bean needles. Ow. Ow. It's actually her. Ow. Hodor, this is hurting. Let go of me. Ah, she dug it deeper. Oh, hi Nova. Hello again. Sorry about the sudden ending earlier. I accidentally turned my computer up. The bogus soldiers lay dead at your feet. They were highway robbers. Yesterday they had been preying upon helpless refugees fleeing from Torin. And today, they had applied themselves to looting the abandoned houses and farmsteads of this area. Which, I mean, you know, maybe I'm not so much better. I did steal a tin cup and a ball of twine. And today, they had applied themselves to looting abandoned houses and farmsteads in this area. While searching their bodies, you discover 28 gold. 28 glod. So now we're at 38. Yeah, I you know, 38 gold in medieval times. Yeah, I definitely am rich. That's a lot. That's a lot of nuts. That's a lot of nuts. So I have 8 meals now as well. We got food for days, chat. Food for days. They had each been armed with a crossbow and a sword. The crossbows have all been damaged during the combat, either having been hit by a weapon blow or broken when your adversary fell dead. But their swords are finely crafted and in especially good condition. If you wish to keep one of these swords, record it on your action chart as a Duranese weapon and add +1 to... Oh! +1... What do we have? Oh yeah, we had the Iron Pearl broadsword. We're not gonna give that up. That sounds special. We took that from the grave site. Remember the one that we died on and we had to restart. that's where that came from. Plus, we already have a +1 spear, you know? You leave the dead robbers where they lie and cast your gaze toward the west. The outer defense works of Holmgard are not too far away now, and you were hopeful. Well, you got Octopus. Hopeful of reaching them within the hour. Resolutely, you cross the wooden footbridge and continue on your way towards the gleaming spires of the capital. Turn to 440. Oh! Whatever this one would have been, has this going to 440 as well. What a coincidence. What a coinky-dink. Coinky-dink. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. You cross several acres of open farmland and gradually ascend to the crest of a gentle ridge that is sown with spring barley. From the top of this ridge, you get your first clear view of the outer field. There ain't nothing in there, Hodor. It's paper. It ain't your much sought after ribbons, sweet baby. You're not gonna find those. You're not gonna find those. All you're doing is forcing me to redo this page like I needed to do anyway. What are you doing? Away to the south, you can now see a tributary of the Eladil, which passes through the outer perimeter wall. Drawn across the river at this point is a line of barges, which are all chained together to form a floating barricade. You can also see some lending soldiers running along the log walls of the fieldworks, and hear the faint noises of battle drifting. She is just messing with everything. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you tearing up my character sheet? I have never seen her do this in my life. What is she doing? Why are you doing this? I guess she is. Why are you doing this? I'm befuddled right now, like that guy that asked me if he needed to bring his stuff in for it to be repaired. Yeah, you do have to bring it to the repair store to get it repaired. The fuck, man. Why did she do this? Now I have to redo it, so I guess that's good, huh? Okay, that kind of reset my brain there. What are we doing? You can also see some lending soldiers running along the log walls of the fieldworks and hear faint noises of battle drifting towards you from the west. If you wish to approach the barricade of river barges, turn to 261. If you decide to remain here a while and observe the cover from some nearby trees, turn... No, let's just go. Let's just go. These guys are going to be hopefully allies, so maybe we can lend a hand. As you are making your approach towards the floating barricades, a watchful lookout on the log wall spots you and informs the sergeant. A trio of grim-faced soldiers are sent out to intercept you, fearing that you could be an enemy scout who is attempting to sabotage the barges. The soldiers are armed with loaded crossbows, which they train on you as they come closer. Rather than run the risk of being shot by your own side in error, you raise your hand in a gesture of surrender. Although they do not try to disarm you or confiscate any of your equipment, these wary, some-lending soldiers never once lower their crossbows nor take their eyes off you for a second as they escort you back to the perimeter wall. It is not until you're inside the perimeter fence and delivered into the hands of their sergeant that your true identity is recognized. The battle-weary sergeant immediately orders his men to lower their weapons. "My liege," he says respectfully, "where are the Kai? We are in desperate need of their battle skills and lead." She has parted the papers like the tail. "We are in desperate need of their battle skills and leadership. The enemy press us most cruelly at the outer northern wall, and our casualties are mounting high." Sadly, you inform the brave soldier of the fate that has befallen your kin, and the urgency of your desire to see the king and report the calamity. He is visibly shaken by your news. Dumbstruck by the shock of it, he motions to his men to return to their battle stations on the outer wall. Then he asks you to follow him while he tries to locate his commanding officer. Eventually, he finds the officer, a young lieutenant, busily overseeing the reinforcement of the river barges. When you tell him your account of what has happened and how you have made your way here alone, he too is visibly shook by the dire news. With a trembling hand, he signals his sergeant to go and fetch 2 horses. While you are waiting for his order to be carried out, the lieutenant offers you some food and wine from his backpack. Restore 3 endurance points. So we were at 21, 24. We hadn't been restoring because I was dumb. You were finishing your meal when the lieutenant returns with 2 saddled horses. The fair-haired young lieutenant motions you to join him, and together you mount and ride through the encampment towards the main gate of Holmgard. Turn to 179. Oh, another hefty one. We're getting some hefty passages today, chat. Between the perimeter defenses and the high stone walls of the capital, there is a wide area of cleared land known as the Holmgard Pale. The dilapidated hovels and shanty dwellings that pepper these outskirts are usually occupied by petty criminals and other undesirables. Typically, these miscreants end up here after having been thrown out of the city as a punishment for their crimes and misdemeanors. The Holmgard Pale has never been considered a desirable neighborhood, but now it is spilling over with people who are only too pleased to stay here. Most are farmsteaders and villagers. They have fled from their homes in the outlying regions and have come to Holmgard seeking sanctuary within the city walls. But the capital is near to full with bursting with refugees, and those who have been denied entry now have nowhere else to go. The broad highway which leads to the main city gatehouse is choked with human traffic, and with each passing hour the crowding increases and the chaos gets worse. The first of the refugees from Torren are now arriving in their wagons, on horseback and on foot. Amid this growing logjam of people and vehicles, the sergeant of Holmgard Garrison are trying desperately to keep the highway open. For it is the only means by which troops can be sent from the city to reinforce the fierce battle now waging along the northern perimeter wall. It takes you and the young officer nearly an hour to cross the Holmgard Pale and reach the city gatehouse, a ride of less than 2 miles. As finally you approach the grand arch of the gatehouse Barbican, you stare in awe at the magnificent walls and towers of Holmgard, which have, for many centuries, withstood the ravages of both time and war. Waved on by the hard-pressed gatehouse guards, you pass through the archway and the tunnel You pass through the archway and the tunnel beyond, 100 yards in length, and then emerge into Venas Square. This grand plaza, famed for its flagstones of pink Palmyrian marble, usually serves as a marketplace. But today it is teeming with so many desperate people that you can barely catch a glimpse of its famous pink flagstone underneath. You are nearing the middle of the square when the lieutenant is commanded to halt by another officer on horseback. His scarlet and gold epaulets signify that he is a captain in the King's Guard cavalry. Gruffly, he orders the lieutenant to return at once to the perimeter wall. The younger officer attempts to explain why he left his post, but the captain cuts him short. "Get back to your post at once, Lieutenant," he bellows, "or I'll see you hanged for desertion and cowardice." The lieutenant gives a swift salute and turns his horse around. "Good luck, young Kai," he says to you, and then he urges his horse back towards the gatehouse as fast as the teeming crowds will allow him to pass. Impatiently, the captain bellows at the frightened mass of people to get out of his way as he heads off in the opposite direction, towards a wide avenue on the far side of the square. Beyond this avenue, across the distant rooftops, you can see the tower of the King's Citadel. If you wish to try to follow the captain, turn to 4. If you decide, you will stand a better chance of making your way to the King's Citadel on your own and by another route. Instead, no, like we're in a giant mass of like distressed people. No. We're gonna follow the captain. We're gonna follow the captain and turn to 4. I thought 12 was low. Look at this. Look at this. You follow in the wake of the captain as he forces his horse through the crowd, caring little for those who do not get out of his way in a time to avoid trampling under his horse's hooves. You find it impossible to be so callous towards your fellers, Summerling, and you lose sight of this hard-hearted officer before you reach the far side of the square. The broad avenue is just as crowded as the square, and your horse is of no advantage to you here. Reluctantly, oh, so we're being forced anyway, okay. Reluctantly, you decide that it will be better for you to dismount and continue on foot. 50 yards along the avenue, you see another street leading off to your right. A nameplate fixed to a tavern in the corner of the street identifies it as Fars Lane. If you wish to enter the Fars Lane, turn to 289. If you wish to continue along the main avenue, turn to 203. You know what? Yeah, let's go in the tavern, and since we're here now, maybe we can get some brew to drink, some tasty mead, and a little bit of advice from the local tavern maid. I don't know. Maybe we'll spin some yarns or two. Let's see, where are we at? 289. You know what? I think this will be a good place to save our game file now too. In the tavern. What more opportune place, huh? 289. No time for crochet, but we have this ball of string. What am I supposed to do with this ball of string? I stole it from some poor maiden's house. I need to do something with it. You force your way through the crush of a confused and frightened people that fill this tree-lined thoroughfare. You pass a parade of elegant, timber-framed shops and notice that their doors have all... where am I? Notice that their doors have all been boarded over and nailed shut. Their owners are keeping a watchful eye from the upper story windows, fearful that the crowd may try to break in and loot their emporiums. Then you come to one establishment where the door is unbarred. A sign hanging overhead says, Prince Fedor Tavern. 2 burly men clad in brown leather tunics and armed with nail-studded cudgels are standing guard in the doorway. If you wish to attempt to enter this inn, turn to 501. Yes, we came all this way. We're gonna enter. We're gonna go in the inn. That's why it's called an in and not an out. The mean-looking guards cross their cudgels to prevent you from passing through the doorway. It's an inn, isn't it? Governor? Governor, go in, isn't it? To prevent you from passing through the doorway of this palatial tavern. 5 gold crowns, growls the man standing to the left of the door. Entry charge, says the one standing to the right. If you wish to pay this exorbitant entrance charge, you know what? We did just get loads of money. We just did get loads of money. So let's yeah. Let's play the Yeah, I killed those, man. I might as well use it, you know? 443. You pay the guards 5 gold crowns, and they allow you to enter this grand tavern. The Prince Fedor is one of Holmgard's better drinking and lodging establishments, with a long and proud reputation for the quality of its ale and the comfort of its boarding room beds. Its oak-paneled tavern room is filled with well-heeled patrons who have come here seeking sanctuary from the teeming crowds outside. A large stone hearth is set into the wall opposite them. This is a very distracting track. It's called The Devastation of Baal. Yeah. Alright. A large stone hearth is set into the wall opposite the main door, and a group of elderly city guildsmen are warming themselves by its crackling log fire. Seated at a nearby table are a handful of Lal Guild scribes, readily identifiable by their tricorn hats and black court gowns. These scholarly young men are employed in the Court of Commerce, which is located inside the High Court building and stands just in front of the King's Citadel. It crosses your mind that they may be able to help you reach the Citadel and get... Whoa! Look at this! There we go! There we go! That was the good money well spent. Reach the Citadel and gain audience with the king. If you wish to approach the scribes and ask for their help, turn to 434. If you choose not to approach them, you can go to the tavern bar and ask the innkeeper for his advice. Or you can leave the tavern after I've just spent all that money? No, let's go talk to these scribesmen. 434. You approach the scribes and ask them to excuse you for interrupting their conversation. At first, they regard your disheveled appearance with disdain. Then one of the learned young men suddenly realizes you're wearing the uniform of a Kai initiate and points this out to his colleagues. Our humble apologies, he says. We are honored to make your acquaintance. How may we be of assistance to the Kai? You tell them that you have an urgent message for the king and need to obtain an audience with him as soon as possible. You ask if they can help you. The citadel has been sequestered, says one of the scribes. You'll unlikely gain entry without a royal permit. You'd best go to the guild hall, says another. He reaches inside his robes and produces a small scroll of parchment tied with scarlet ribbon. Take this, brave Kai. It is a guild pass. It will allow you to enter the guild quarter. Go there and seek the help of our guild master. I am sure he will happily assist you. After all, your grand master did once save his life. Wow, look at this. Look at what 5 golden glods has gotten us, chat. Somebody who is indebted to us by proxy. You take the guild pass. Okay. Adding that to my sheet. Guild pass is like a multi-pass. And thank the scribe for his kind help. Where will I find the guild hall, you ask? It stands next to the guild bridge. Once you are inside the quarter, Just follow the signs. You'll be sure to find it. You thank the scribes once more for their help, and they bid you good luck. Then you leave the Prince Fedor Tavern and continue along the Fars Lane in search of the guild quarter of home. We didn't even stop to get a tasty mead? A fine beverage? Maybe even a hock of lamb? Foolish. Foolish. We should have got at least a hock of lamb. Ah, you know what? Yeah, maybe if we hit up the barkeep, we could have. Oh well. We'll have to know in another life. Where are we going? 77. At the end of Fars Lane, you come to a place called Estuchian Square. In the middle of this plaza stands a statue of proud Sumlending warrior on a rearing warhorse. Engraved upon its stone plinth is the name of this warrior king and the dates of his birth and death. King Tor the Third. Hi, Hodor. Are you coming back up here now? Now that you've had your fill? Tor the Third was the great-grandfather of King Ulnar. Although he was a brave and courageous warrior, he is most famously remembered for saving Holmgard from destruction during the Great Fire of MS 935. You push your way through the crowd that fills this square and enter a broad avenue called Guildway. Yes? What is it? You're just gonna force your way up here anyway, so like, I don't even know what you're doing down there. There you go. Yep. Yep. I don't know why you were even yelling at me. You're just gonna do it anyway. You push your way through the crowd that fills the square and enter a broad avenue called Guildway. On the corner of this busy street, you see one shop that is still open for business. The sign fixed to the awning above its iron-banded door says, Rendar Bucklar, weaponsmith and armorer. If you wish to, you know what? Yeah. So let's enter the weapon shop right quick. Maybe we'll find some goodies. We do still have plenty of money. So 4 of 14. All right. 4 of 14. Maybe we'll buy some like armor. You know. This armory is doing a brisk trade. The portly owner and his 3 sons are busily selling weapons and armor to a shop full of anxious citizens who are seeking the means to protect themselves against Zagarna's forces. Normally, the shop is one of the best equipped private armories in all of Home. The audacity. The audacity of this little girl. But now their vast stock has almost sold out. On a blackboard by the counter is a short list of their remaining items. A backpack, 2 gold crowns. Helmet, 6 gold crowns. Dagger, 2 gold crowns. Quarter's staff, 2. Sword, 4. Axe, 3. Chainmail waist cloak, 12 gold crowns. Plus 4 endurance points. Special item. If you possess a padded leather waistcoat, you may wear it under. Whoa! You know what? Let's buy a helmet and the waist cloak. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, helm. That's plus 2. And then chainmail. CM. Waistcoat. That is plus 4. So that means instead of she chew up, so I don't 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay. So we have 33 max health. Okay. So we by standard have 27. Plus 2 plus 4. I need I need to make a new page, Hodor. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Oh, and then we need to deduct 12 and 6, so minus 18. Okay. What is fucking 33 minus 18? I don't know. 15. So now we have 15 gold. Which is still more than what we started with after taking out those brigands. You know what? Killing these brigands is paying back dividends, chat. Dividends. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I inconveniencing you, Hodor? Is that what's happening here? How dare me? How dare me? To leave the armory and continue along the guildway, turn to 145. All right. This avenue leads to the guild quarter of Holmgard, the wealthiest area of the capital. It is separated from the rest of the city by a high boundary wall topped with iron spikes. There's an arched gateway into the guild quarter, which is located at the end of the guildway. This entrance is guarded by 6 soldiers. They are armed with halberds and clad with long coats of polished chainmail. Their purple tabards bear the twin emblems of a sun and a wagon wheel. These are guild guardians. Guardians of the guild. Guardians of the guild. Part of a small private army maintained by the prosperous guildsfolk of Holmgard. If you possess a guild pass, turn to 364. We do. Since we, paid good money to go into a tavern where we didn't even get one mug of ale. Not a single mug of ale. 364. You push your way through the teeming crowd and approach the guild guards. No entry here, barks one of the guardsmen. Go away, commands another. You retrieve the guild pass from your pocket and show it to these wary sentinels. Instantly, their attitude and behavior changes. For the better. Apologies, my liege, says the guard who had just a few moments ago told you to go away. What are you doing? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get more inconveniently in the way? I think so. I sure do think so. The guild guardians signal for the gateway to be opened. There's a creak of hinges and a gap appears between the heavy oak gates. Smartly, the guardians salute you as you pass through the gates and enter a tree-lined square. To continue, turn to 533. Many will... Oh, this is where we're at, right here. On the opposite side of the water stands a magnificent green-roofed building constructed of ancient stone. Yeah, there's the guild thing. There's the sun and the wagon wheel. Okay. What are you possibly doing? Don't put your butthole directly on the book. Thank you very much. Please don't do that. Many well-heeled citizens can be seen in the leafy elegance of this plaza, whether talking in small groups or going about their business as if it were just another day. The grandiose opulence of Guild Quarter. makes the rest of Holmgard look desperate and dilapidated by comparison. Contained here, within the safe confines of the guild wall, are the halls and homes of some of Summerland's richest citizens. It is a cultured and refined environment, insulated by wealth and design from the hustle and bustle of life beyond the guild wall gates. Freed at last from the crush of the overcrowded city, you make your way quickly across the square and follow an ornate street sign indicating the way to the King's Citadel. At the end of a sweet-smelling avenue known as Dwana Street, where the exotic emporiums of spice merchants stand side by side with florist shops and perfumers, you arrive at a waterway. This is a tributary canal of the River Elidil. Nearby, you can see a broad stone bridge with black iron railings. Its engraved keystone identifies this crossing as Guild Bridge. Hodor, you are directly in front of the camera, sweet little girl. And she made sure to move to be even more in front of the camera. That's great. On the opposite side of the water stands a magnificent green-roofed building constructed of ancient stone. It has door-like shutters on all of its tall, arched windows, and a fortified circular turrets positioned high on each corner. A date is engraved above the main door, MS 3453. This is the old guild hall, second oldest building in all of Holmgard. Yeah, cause that one king statue, the great grandfather of the current king, was like 43 something. So yeah, this is like 1,000-year-old building. A date is engraved above its main door, 3553. This is the old guild hall, the second oldest building of all of Holmgard. The oldest is the King's Citadel, which was completed just 3 years before work began on the old guild hall. If you possess... Oh! We were able to get in here without a guild pass, potentially. Interesting. Turn to 384. Alright, so yeah. No, paying the money to go into that tavern has really, really paid off. Oh, we're gonna be led like underground through a little bit of a river thing. Whoa, Jesus, we gotta read a novel. All right, let me get my brew ready. Now we have some Arizona ginseng tea. Hodor, the people cannot see the book. There you go. You cross the guild bridge and approach the main entrance to the old guild hall. A guild guardian soldier at the main door requests to see your pass, and upon satisfying himself that it is valid, he salutes and steps aside to allow you to enter. The magnificent chambers of the old guild hall are a testament to the important and enduring role that the guild's folk have played throughout the history of the Summerland. They represent the skilled artisans and professional classes of your brave and resourceful kingdom, and have come to epitomize the ethical ideals of hard work, honest trade, and good governance. The guildsmen of Holmgard in particular held in high regard throughout the last lands for their fair dealing and financial prudence. Following directional signs which are fixed to every corner of the lower halls, you were able to make your way quickly through the maze of meeting rooms and corridors to the guildmaster's chambers. Somewhat to your surprise, you discovered that they are located below ground level. You descend a broad staircase which leads to an antechamber. Seated here are several guild scribes, busily working by lamplight at desks that are stacked high with papers and parchments. One of the scribes looks up from his work and politely asks how he may help you. After telling him that you're a Kai, and that you need the assistance of the guildmaster of the guilds on a matter of grave urgency, the bespectacled young man gets up from his chair and beckons you to follow him. Normally, one would need to make an appointment weeks in advance to see the Guildmaster. He is a very busy man, you understand, he says. But in your case, that particular rule does not apply. What if we actually just had to wait a couple weeks and had to help fend off, like, a Karn attack before the Guildmaster would see us? The Guildmaster always makes time for the Kai. The scribe leads you along a corridor to a large door fashioned from red stained toa wood. He raps twice on the shiny lacquered surface, and a voice from within says, "Come!" The scribe pushes the door open and motions for you to enter. The Guildmaster's chambers remind you of your own late Grandmaster Braveblade's chambers. It has a library gallery, and a row upon row of books and parchment line the wall from floor to ceiling. It also has a large globe of Magnamund, which dominates the center of the room. The Guildmaster of the Guilds is... I feel like there could have been a better title than that. Guildmaster of the Guilds is his title. That's a bit clunky. It's a little clunky there. Is seated at his desk at the far end of the chamber, writing in a huge leather-bound ledger with a feathery quill pen. When he recognizes your Kai cloak and clasp, he smiles and gets up from his chair to welcome you. Well met, young Kai. What word do you bring from my dear friend Brave... Oh no! Not some good ones. With difficulty, you inform the Guildmaster of what has happened at the monastery. And that your Grandmaster is no longer alive. What great news to bring to this man, huh? The aged Guildmaster is deeply upset to hear your grave news, and he asks you forgive him as he wipes away the tears from his kindly eyes, having regained his composure. He clears his throat and asks how he may help the last surviving member of the Kai. You tell him that you must see the king and inform him of what's happened. Of course, he says, his voice cracked with emotion. We will go to the citadel at once. You turn to walk towards the door, but the Guildmaster calls out, No! Not that way, lone wolf. Oh, we got ads soon. He presses a button. Oh, are you icky? Are you icky right now? Are you icky? Do you gotta get clean? Just right in the middle of this story? No? You're done cleaning? Okay. He presses a button set into the leg of his desk, and a secret bookcase panel slides open to reveal a flight of steps. Oh, okay, so that's the Guildmaster, and this is his secret, like, passageway into, like, the directly into the court, I guess. What is this? Sometimes, dungeon synth can be just fucking weird. He motions you to follow him as he descends the steps into a narrow torchlit corridor. The sound of flowing water echoes through this passageway, growing steadily louder as you go. Soon, you arrive at a brick-lined subterranean chamber, through which a part of the river Elidil has been diverted. It is one of several chambers that have been constructed beneath the city's streets, each one connected to another by way of a tunneled canal. A barge awaits you in this watery chamber, crewed by 2 guild guardians. You step aboard with the Guildmaster, and the barge sets off into a brick-built tunnel, which leads directly to another chamber located below the King's Citadel. And we'll find out how this is going to turn out after we come back from these ads. We'll be right back. I can't imagine how fucking upset the ostrich would be to have a fucking Donkey Kong on his back. How'd they get him to fucking do that? How'd they get an ostrich to have a Donkey Kong? During your short voyage, the guild master tells you that this canal system was first constructed 500 years ago during the reign of King Ulnar III. It was originally intended to provide a means of transportation for all citizens of the capital. But the populace outgrew its capacity, and so the canals were eventually restricted for only use by the royal household and the guildsmen of Holmgard. Okay, we're almost done with this fucking chapter. Hodor, you are directly in the way, little girl. Little girl. Hi. Hello. Upon arriving at the canal chamber, she is so. Oh, hi, Umbreon. Isn't she? Look at her. Look how in the way she is. Isn't it so adorable? Hello. She has very strikingly orange eyes. It's pretty nice. Look at it. Look at the streaks of orange in them. Streaks of gold. How you doing, Umbreon? Hope you're doing well. Upon arriving at the canal chamber, which serves as the king's citadel, your barge is met by a sergeant of the king's royal guard. The guild master instructs the sergeant to escort you at once to the king's physician. Forgive me, young Kai, he says, but I could not help but notice that you have suffered several wounds during your hard journey. Sure have. Like, we got fucking pelted by arrows like maybe an hour ago. Please go with the sergeant. He will take you, my good friend. He will take you to my good friend, Fomistar. He will mend your wounds and assure a swift audience. Are you gonna eat the page again? Are you gonna eat her character sheet? Or are you done doing that? You're done doing that? Alright. He will mend your wounds and ensure a swift audience with the king. I must return to my guild hall. In light of what you have told me, there is much work for me to do. Farewell, Lone Wolf. I hope we meet again under better circumstances. You thank the kindly guildmaster for his valuable help and bid him good luck. Then you follow the sergeant as he escorts you up from the canal chamber and into the lower corridors and luxurious chambers of the king's citadel. At length, you come to a stout oak door, studded with large brass nails. The sergeant raps on the door. What are you doing? There ain't nothing under there. It's just my character sheet that you're trying to destroy. The sergeant raps on the door with his knuckles, and a voice from within says, Enter! Enter and turn to 316. Weird thing to say when somebody knocks at your door, but you know, we'll do it. We happen to have a book. You were another novel. Chat, I'm so sorry. Long stretches of reading through this segment. Oh, but we get to see this feisty wizard man. Look at this. The door opens and you are ushered into a lavishly furnished room with a high arched ceiling and latticed paned windows. A tall man dressed in white robes greets you. He is standing beside a kettle of boiling water into which he is stirring a handful of crushed leaves and powdered medicaments? Excuse me? Powdered medicaments. He thanks the sergeant, and you hear the door click shut behind your back. Welcome, young Kai. I see that you have suffered injury. Come. Let me give you something to soothe your misfortunes. You recognize this man to be a senior physician in the king's household. He wears the gold-embroidered emblem of a dove upon his cap and sleeves. Yeah, there's the dove right there and around. The signs of his respected vocation. He pours some of the boiling liquid from the kettle into a silver goblet and offers it to you. My own formula, he says proudly. You sip the hot liquid and feel a warm glow spreading throughout your body. When you swallow this pleasantly fragrant concoction, you may restore up to 8 points, giving you total. Okay, so we're actually fully healed, so we can ignore it. I assume you have been sent here by your guildmaster, he says, replacing the kettle carefully upon its burner. Thanks to your beacon's warning yesterday morn, the king mustered a defense of the city's perimeter wall, in time to meet the Dark Lord's assault from the sky. Give Hodor some treats. Where'd they go? Where do these things end up? Oh, she is immediately alerted. All right. Hi, Orphea. You can make sure it happens to the... What, you don't believe me? You don't trust me? Over here. Over here? She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it, Orphea. Jerry. Oh, there she goes. Take it. She's so weird about taking food out of my hand. I don't know. Jerry's wanting some treats. Doll, give Jerry some treats. Give Jerry some treats. I always give Hodor 2 treats when we redeem a thing. You dropped it on the floor, though. Come on. Hodor. What is she doing? She's befuddled right now. Why did you grab a thing? There you go. Is that sufficient enough proof for you, Orphea? You didn't even chew that. You just swallowed it. There we go. That's a big chunker. Oh, hi, Grub. You can hear Umbreon getting Jerry treats upstairs. Nice. All the kitties get the treats. How you doing, Grub? How you doing, Orphea? Hodor, there's no more treats. You've activated her, Orphea. Look at this. She was already in the way. Now she is more of a problem. Nope. Orphea, you missed it. She started chewing on our fucking character sheet. Just eating it. She's tearing our character sheet apart. Oh, he got 2 treats and now he's so happy. Hodor's happy too. All of our cats are happy. Look at this. Happy days. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. What is the rest of that? Something waiting for you? What kind of treats do bunnies get? Do you just go outside and grab some leaves off a tree? Oh god, she found the ribbons again. Carrots. Raw fruit. But isn't that just their food? What do you feed your rabbits normally if raw fruit is not is their treats? Are they on a kale diet? Do they get lettuce? What do rabbits eat? Is there a rabbit kittle? Hey. Jerry likes yogurt as a treat. I don't think I've ever given Hodor yogurt. Not straight up, at least. I also don't know if she likes whipped cream or not. I don't go to Starbucks, so I've never gotten a pup cup to find out. What, Hodor? You want more treats? No. You got 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. Stop pawing at me. You're not getting any more. You're not getting any more. What about ice cream? She's not really interested in it, and I think it's because of the temperature. Yeah. I think Hodor's like licked the yogurt spoon or like the cup, but she's never had straight up yogurt, I don't think. But no, she won't do ice cream, I think, because of the temperature. Let's see where we're at. The fighting continues, but we shall prevail. I've already forgot. Thanks, Orphea. I forgot the Healdman's voice. The fighting continues, but we shall prevail. Prince Pelethar has been dispatched to Elma to destroy a span of the Great Bridge. Oh, we just kind of, that's what happened last time, is, we weren't able to actually destroy the bridge, because we fucked up trying to activate the bombs, I think, and then had to fight the big boss guy to save the prince. This will surely deny Zagarna's land army a swift march upon the capital to reinforce the skyborn attackers. The enemy is strong. But with these remedies already taken and the Kai to lead our armies, we shall break the... Oh, he's about to, here's some real bad news upon bad news, isn't he? Kai to lead our armies, we shall break this evil horde and send it crawling back to the Darklands to lick its wounds. It is with regret that you tell the king's physician what has happened to the Kai, and what befell you during your harrowing flight from the ruined monastery to the capital. The news hits the man like a hammer blow. He shakes his head and tries to say something. However, as the dire consequences of what you have said begin to sink in, he is rendered speechless. Trembling with shock, he reaches into the pocket of his robe and removes a silver disc. Engraved upon its surface is an image of the goddess Ishtir. Do I have the Vordak gem? No, I have the crystal star pendant. I don't have the Vordak gem. If you do not possess this item, turn to 200. Alrighty then. I figure we're gonna go... My voice is kind of starting to give out, so... And we keep getting fucking full page events, so I think we're going to go until we've, like... maybe been given, like, a proper quest and sent on our way by the king. We'll see. We'll see how I'm doing. The physician escorts you to the chamber of state. A magnificent... Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the king right here. The king and his visor, Chancellor Galden, are studying a large map spread upon a marble plinth. Also standing beside them is Princess Medallion. The physician escorts you to the chamber of state, a magnificent hall decorated lavishly with works of art and the battle banners of House Ulnar. The guards at the door allow your escort to pass into this hall, but you are told to wait in its antechamber. The physician announces your arrival to the king, and permission is granted for you to enter. When he comes out of the chamber... When he comes out of the chamber to tell you, he says that the king has tasked him with an errand, and that you must enter on your own. He wishes you good luck, and motions you towards the grand door. With trepidation, you enter the chamber of state, and hear the great door close behind you. The king and his advisor, Chancellor Galden, are studying a large map spread upon a marble plinth in the center of the chamber. Also standing beside them is Princess Medallion, the king's beautiful youngest daughter. Their faces are lined with worry and concentration. The king gives you a formal greeting, then requests that you tell him your news from the Kai Monastery. A somber Silence descends upon the hall as you report the death of your kin and recount all the details of your perilous journey to Holmgard. When you have finished telling your story, the king looks to his chancellor and his daughter and shakes his head sorrowfully. We must prepare for the worst, he says. Let us pray that Ashir and Kai will deliver us from the evil Dark Lord Zagarna. At this moment, the great door to the chamber is thrown open, and in strides a knight in a visored helm. He is clad from head to toe in silver plate armor, and upon his torn and bloodied surcoat is embroidered the emblem of a winged horse, surmounted by 3 stars. Turn to 487. I wonder when we start the next book. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of this story, so that's kind of why I wanted to play out through the end of the king giving us a quest, because I feel like that's going to lead into the next book. Pelithar! Exclaims King Ulnar. I did not expect you to return so soon. I trust that you've completed your mission at Elema Bridge. The prince raises his visor of his helm and gives his father a military salute. He then clicks his armored heels and bows his head in loyal deference. The king turns and looks at you. There is doubt and suspicion blazing in his eyes. It would seem your news is not so dire after all, Kai Lord. I wonder, are we to believe everything you have told us? Well, listen, I had to save your prince from being fucking smashed to death by an ogre, and I took his horse, and his horse's hooves split in half. So no, I'm not lying to you, king. Prince Pelithor lifts his head and glowers at you, slowly raises his right arm and points at you accusingly. His stern voice booms out in the chamber. Imposter! The king is shocked by his son's accusation. He turns to his guards and shouts, Seize the Kai! If you possess a... Oh, hey, we were just talking about that. Crystal Star Pendant. Turn to 473. I don't remember when or how we got that item, but I'm glad we did. Oh, you know what? I think Braveblade gave it to us. So we have been saved from being thrown in the fucking dungeon pits. The crystal pendant begins to... What is with this doot and shit? Get out of here. There we go. So, like I said, sometimes this dungeon synth can be grating. The crystal pendant begins to vibrate, and rays of yellow light are now radiating through the cloth of your tunic. You reach to your neck and pull the pendant from inside your Kai tunic. Looking down, you see that the yellow light is pulsing in waves from the heart of this gem. Look, father! Exclaims Princess Medallion. He's wearing a pendant of the Brotherhood, and it has activated. Get ye flask. Hi, Gavin. We don't have a flask, but we do. We did steal a tin cup from some hovel. Welcome back. Sorry about our abrupt end earlier. I accidentally hit a power button, and that ended up being a good place to stop the stream for the day. So sorry about that. This can mean but one thing. I cannot get ye. No, we don't have a flask yet. We did try to go to a tavern, but we never even got a single mug of grog. It was sad. This can mean but one thing, gasps King Ulnar, reaching to his sword. An agent of the Dark Lords is among us. Among us? Among us? All eyes turn to Prince Pelithar. Everyone is aware that your pendant had remained dormant until the moment he entered the Chamber of State. It is getting pretty sussy in here. Are we going to have to slay the prince? Is he the evil among us? Too? 288. Ooh, are we gonna have like a final boss battle with the? Oh, whoa! Look at this. Yeah, I don't think that's the prince. The Hellgast swings his cursed sword around in a swift, scything arc, decapitating the guards where they stand. Oh, poor! Wow, look at that! You can see down his gullet. The prince bellows with rage, and a terrible transformation takes place before everyone's disbelieving eyes. The skin on his face starts to blacken and shrivel, as if being burnt away by an invisible flame. Well, it's pretty visible here. It's pretty visible here. If he called out to you out of nowhere, you wouldn't trust him. You know, I mean, yeah, he just kind of barges in and yells imposter. He does. He was here for 2 seconds. Like, come on, what's going on here? There's a joke about that in Homestar Runner and Old Flash. Yeah, no Homestar. They had a game where they would say there was a flask, but ye could not get ye flask. I don't remember that though. I do know Homestar Runner though. That is old. That's some old internet shit. Back when Flash was in its prime. How is Newgrounds handling these days now that there's no Flash anymore? I know it's still around. I'll have to check that out. I haven't thought about that in a while. Then his eyes dissolve in their sockets and are replaced by 2 glowing embers of crimson fire, and his teeth grow longer and sharper until they resemble the fangs of a snarling wolf. "A Hellgast!" shrieks Princess Medallion. "Sheer, preserve us!" Why does she sound like a gruff old man? I don't know. It's the war weariness. The king's guards release you from their grasp. They draw their swords and bravely they rush across the chamber floor to attack the hideous creature. The Hellgast makes no attempt to defend itself from their blows, and when they thrust the tips of their sharp... Whoa! Grats on second! Grats on second! And when they thrust the tips of their sharp blades into its face, they pierce no flesh and draw no blood. With a chilling laugh of disdain, the creature unsheathes its sword. But this is not Prince Pelithar's sword. Once freed from its scabbard, this blade glows vividly blue and radiates an icy chill that makes you shiver with cold and fear. The Hellgast swings this cursed sword around in a swift, scything arc. Its blue blade bites through the necks of both guards in quick succession, decapitating them where they stand. If you possess the Kai discipline of Mind Shield, turn to 429. Now, yeah, I always get Mind Blast mixed up with Mind Shield. If you do not possess this skill, turn to 52. You're the second one here in 2 hours. Let's go. Where are we going? 52. The Hellgast fixes you with glowing eyes and directs a powerful psychic blast attack at your mind. Suddenly, your head is filled with excruciating pain that makes you cry out and fall to your knees. Lose 2 endurance points. So that brings us down to 31. Excuse the paper. Hodor decided to eat it while we were streaming. I don't know. After what seems like an eternity of agony, the attack weakens and dissolves away, leaving you trembling with psychic... God damn! Scared me. With psychic shock. The Hellgast utters another ghastly laugh, content now that you are no match for its supernatural powers. Turn to 3. It was just really loud. It was really loud. 382. Oh yeah. That's the. So this is the actual prince right here that we saved from this ogre man last time. 382. Prince Medallion runs to her father, who is now retreated from the Helghast and is taking cover. You've been meaning to say, didn't the priest? I don't believe he died. I don't think he died. I think I'm pretty sure we saved him. I guess that. Oh, hi Kahako. Hi Kahako. Hi Kahako. Hodor is activated. Hi Kahako. Okay, so I was talking about the proper method for eating a peep. Now to be fair, I was talking about the bunny peeps, okay? But it works. It works all the same with a bird peep. With a bird peep. This is a three-eyed peep. He's special. So the proper way to eat peeps, you grab them by the head and you suck out their ass. You suck it out so that it stretches. And then you suck out you suck the head too. Yeah. That's the proper way. That's the proper way to eat a peep. This is Dr. Pepper peep, by the way. Dr. Pepper peep. It is so good. You grab them by the head and stretch them out from the ass. Just suck them. Just suck them from the ass. I've heard him. You got here just in time for some ass sucking. Hodor, what are you doing? She's got the zoomies right now. Okay, what were we doing? Hi Kahako. I got peep ass flakes in my book. That is the only way people grow closer to me is without their consent. in ways beyond their consent. What was with that horror music? Princess. That what? Let me see. What was the name of that track? The Bargeist and the Black Shuck by Woden Weird. This is just this is yeah, that was the Helghast. Well, actually, it's perfect track for what we're reading, huh? Princess Medallion runs to her father, who is now retreated from the Helghast, and is taking cover behind this throne. Chancellor Galden makes a desperate attempt to reach the main door in the hopes that he can summon the help of the Citadel guards. He is less than 10 paces from the closed door when the Helghast unsheathes a dagger from inside Prince Pelithar's sword. Oh yeah, maybe the prince did die. I don't remember him dying, but yeah, maybe he died and the Helghast took over his stuff after the bridge fell. I was pretty sure we saved him, but Maybe we killed the ogre after he killed the prince. Maybe that's what it was. Its needle-sharp stiletto blade glows fiercely scarlet. The Helghast does not take aim at the fleeing chancellor. Rather, he tarses his... You vaguely remember you stopped the attack, but he died anyway. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I totally forgot that part then, because I remembered him giving us the horse specifically. So, yeah, I forgot about him dying afterwards. The Helghast does not take aim at the fleeing chancellor. Rather, he tosses his cursed blade. Hi. The moment it reaches the top of its arc, suddenly it changes direction and whistles like an arrow towards the chancellor's back. The blade strikes him in the neck, severing his spinal cord between the second and third vertebrae. Chancellor Galden is dead before his body hits the marble floor of the chamber. Turn to 13. Okay, bye. What was that about? You remember having a couple books like this where they were Mario Brothers one you could collect? Oh, cool. I don't know of any Nintendo Choose Your Own Adventure books. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this one has a whole like character sheet for it and a whole set of combat things you can do and stuff like that. Yeah, I really wonder what would have happened if I didn't have the... I probably would have died right there, huh? That would have been a death scenario. We haven't had one in a while where it was like a guaranteed death like that one time. The Helghast turns towards King Ulnar and Princess Medallion and gives them a chilling offer. Give me the Kai, and your lives shall be spared. If you wish to give yourself up to the Helghast in order to save the lives of your king and princess, turn to 523. If you choose to denounce the Helghast's offer as nothing more than a cruel deception in the belief that this supernatural creature is incapable of showing mercy to any human, turn to 138. Yeah, you know what? I feel like if I just give myself up, like I'm gonna die and everybody else is gonna die. So at least if we rebuke him, we will have like a fighting chance, maybe? I mean, he's also called a Helghast, so you know. You have a cat in a zombie apocalypse. Oh, that sounds cute. A cat surviving a zombie apocalypse. Is it like a warrior cat style thing, or is it like an actual cat? An actual cat. Let's go to 138, chat. Let's denounce this fucker. Denounce this fucker. 238 or 138. She is activated right now. King Ulnar agrees wholeheartedly with your sentiment. You must take us for cowardly fools, he retorts contemptuously. To think that we would ever believe the word of one of Zagna's foul minions. Actual cat, though, you would love a warrior cat style one. Man, did you know that there are like fucking 48 warrior cat books? There is a tremendous amount of warrior cat lore. It's also written by 3 different women under the same pen name. That's why the quality can vary quite a bit. He reaches to the left armrest of his throne and flips up a hidden panel. It reveals a small lever which he quickly pulls. You've read a lot of it? I've never read any of them. I did read I really doubt you guys probably had this series in Canada, but as a kid, instead of warrior cat, no, the feral cats are a different tribe. They're not all feral cats. Feral cats are their own tribe. I read a lot of Hank the Cow Dog as a kid instead of warrior cats. I liked Hank the Cow Dog. Outside in the antechamber, an alarm bell begins to toll, summoning more of his personal guard to the chamber of state. The Hellgast reacts. A core memory of Hank the Cowdog. Let's go. Hank the Cowdog, so good. The Hellgast reacts by striding towards the closed door and drawing its heavy bolt shut. No. They're not anthropomorphic. They're cats, but they can talk. they're not like cat people. They're just cats, but can talk. I guess they're anthropomorphized. You could say that. But anthropomorphic would imply like the musical Cats, like they're cats walking on two legs. The creature has its back to you, and instinctively you seize this opportunity to attack it. Fixed to the wall of the chamber nearby are 2 hunting crossbows and a quarrel full of bolts. Oh, you recognize it? Oh, I didn't think you would have it up there in Canada. Hank the Cowdog feels very regional. For some reason. You snatch one of the bows from its mounting and pull back its steel drawstring. Then you load a bolt and hurriedly take aim. Pick a number from the random number table. If you possess the Kai discipline of weapon skill with any weapon, add 1 to the number you have chosen. So we do have weapon skill spear. So this is our first roll in like an hour, isn't it? It's been a while. All right, let's see how we do, chat. I hope we don't roll a fucking 4. Like we have been constantly today. A 2. God damn it. We've been, Oh, wait. Add 1 to the number you've... So we rolled a 2, so we rolled a 3. So turn to 549. Thank God. I guarantee a 2 would have been like a death scenario. 549. All right. Since we had that weapon skill, we got to add 1 to it. So, good. Oh, hey, here's the Crystal Star Pendant. This is... We got it from... Oh, we got the pendant from the magician we saved in that little like broken down tower when we were escaping from the Kai place. It was before the bridge, but after our Kai monastery. That's where we got the crystal pendant. Okay. Yeah, because we also saved Ruins of Ralmos. We saved that down there. Okay. Okay, there we go. The bolt hits the Hellgast in the back, and its hardened steel tip penetrates clean through the creature's plate armor. The impact of the strike slams the Hellgast face first against the door with such force that any normal creature would have been killed outright. But Hellgast are not ordinary creatures. Slowly, it turns to face you. The tip of the bolt is protruding a few inches from its chest. The fell creature utters a chill laugh as it takes hold of the bolt head and wrenches it free from its body. Then it raises its arm and hurls the bolt back at you with tremendous force. Pick a number from the random number table. If you possess the Kai discipline of hunting, add 2 to the number you have chosen. So we have hunting. Oh, so we just flat out can't fail what's going to happen here. That's good. So let's go ahead and just roll anyway. Because, yeah. 6, 7, 8. Nice. Okay. Oh, no, we could have... If we rolled a 0... We could have failed because 0 is actually a 0 on this roll. So we still could have failed with a 2. Yeah. If it's 3 or more, turn to 515. So we're going to dodge away from this bolt he's throwing back at us. Instinctively, you dodge aside to avoid the speeding missile, and its hardened steel tip gouges a furrow of skin from the side of your neck. Lose 2 at... Man, we are having bad luck with arrows today, huh? Okay, we're at 29 health. Turn to 250. This is what, the third time we've been hit by arrows today? The Hellgast advances towards you with murder in its supernatural eyes. The door to the chamber is shuddering violently now. Arrowed. We've been arrowed again. And splinters of wood are flying from its tortured surface as the king's guards hammer and batter it remorselessly. The creature raises its sword, and the chilling blue glow surrounding its magical blade grows ever more intense. Princess Medallion leaves her father's side and makes a desperate dash for the chamber door. You assume that she is attempting to open it, but she stops when she sees the body of Chancellor Galden. Kneeling beside the slain statesman, she removes the scarlet-bladed dagger from his neck. The beast can only be destroyed by a magical weapon, she cries. You must use this dagger, brave Kai. Then she puts the dagger down and slides it across the marble floor towards you. The Hellgast tries to intercept the dagger using the blade of its sword. Desperately, it tries to block it, but fails. For a brief moment, you see a flicker of fear in its glowing crimson eyes. You reach down and grab the hilt of the dagger as it skims to a halt near your feet. Record this on your action chart as a Hellgast dagger. You must discard your current weapon in its face. Oh, shit. Okay, well, we gotta get rid of our spear, I guess. We'll put an X to that next to it, and then, no, not there. And then, Hellgast dagger. Oh man, that means we're gonna drop 3 combat skill points. That's rough. That's gonna make this combat pretty hard. Fearful that at last you possess a weapon which can harm it, the Hellgast utters a chilling shriek and comes rushing towards you with its blue blade whirling wildly around its ghastly skeletal head. If you possess the Kai discipline of Mind Shield, no, we have Mind Blast. Always mix that up. Mind Shield, turn to 94. If you do not possess this skill, instead turn to 474. How close are we to that ad break? Oh, we still got plenty of time. Okay. The Hellgast emits a powerful surge of psychic energy at you as it launches its attack. It is hoping to weaken you moments before it makes its first strike. Resolutely, you grit your teeth against the pain that is coursing through your head. Lose 2 endurance points. Now we're down to 27. Yo, Freezy! Hello, how is Persona?
System says Freezy Pop has rated the channel with 11 viewers.
Welcome in. How is Persona? You rated us right before. You know what? Here, I'll go ahead and
Welcome, Freezy Pop and the Cool 11.
I'll hit snooze.
Let's make it a
ad
chill
break.
stream.
Shut up! Where'd the boy go? Why is he disappearing lately? What's he doing? Where'd he go? It was fun. You're so eepy. You're so eepy. Well, you need to steel yourself though, because we're trying to fight a Hellgast, but he is a very magical being, and we are also injured. Yeah, he said chill stream for Freezy Pop. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Where's he at? There he is. The Hellgast emits a powerful surge of psychic energy at you as it launches its attack. It is hoping to weaken you moments before it makes its first strike. Resolutely, you grit your teeth against the pain that is coursing through your head. Lose 2 endurance points and steel yourself to counter this creature's fearsome assault. We just did that, and so we need to turn to 94. Ignore that. We paused it, so it's going to be in like 6 minutes and not 2. 94. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid, Freezy. I hope you had a good night. Hope you had a good night. 94. Okay. Are you playing a new version of Persona 3, or are you playing the original version or the second version? There's so many versions of Persona 3. The Scarlet Dagger feels hot in your hand as you duck below the Hellgast's initial... Oh, yeah, no worries. Oh, yeah, we're playing Helldivers tomorrow with Freezy guys, by the way. And Elite and Senna. Fez, which is like... Oh, okay. Okay, so the one that came out on, like, PSP, right? Maybe? I don't know. There's been so many releases of Persona 3. The Scarlet Dagger feels hot in your hand as you duck below the Hellgast's initial sword swipe. Agility is your only combat advantage against this fearsome foe, and you dart and weave to maintain it as the fell creature cuts and slashes the air around your fleeting form. Hellgast, combat skill 22. All right. All right, let's see. This is gonna be a big time boss encounter for the night. So he has a combat skill of 22 and 30 health. Oh my god. So we're down to 27 health. The Hellgast Dagger is a sorceress weapon which allows you to add 2 points to your combat skill against undead foes. This creature is immune to Mind Blast. Wow. Alright, this is gonna be... Oh, man, okay. Alright, this is gonna be a tricky one. So, we have 14. 15, 16 from our thing here. From our shield. We can't use Mind Blast, and we don't have our spear skill. So so it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 from the magical dagger. So yeah, we are at a -4 advantage against the Hellgast. So let's see how this combat plays out, huh? Let's see how this plays out. I'm going to go ahead and snooze again. Yeah, this is going to be a tough boss fight. I think we've been at a negative advantage every time we fought a boss, so... Alright. Let's get it, chat. All right. What are we gonna roll? Please roll high. Please roll high. We do have a... Oh, no. We have to use the Laumspar before fight, and we've been so distracted. I wasn't able to heal, so never mind. We can't use the Laumspar. 3. A 3. A 3 at a -4. The enemy... Oh, my God. The enemy takes -3 health, so he's now at 27. And we take 5 health, so he's now at... We're now at 22. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not good. This is not good, chat. Come on, roll good. Roll well, roll well, roll well. Boop. 8. Whoa, 8's good. 8's good. So an 8 at a -4. The enemy takes 8 damage. So he is now at 19. And then we only take 1 damage, so we're at 21. Oh, this is scary, chat. He's now below us in health though, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yo, a 0 on a -4. Alright, the enemy takes 10 damage, so it's now at 9. And we take 0 damage, so we're still at 21. Why'd I do that? Let's go! It looks like the most damage I could potentially take would be 6 damage, so on a really bad roll. Nope. It rolled out. 4. Why does this dice keep rolling 4? Why? It's always rolling 4. The enemy takes 4 damage, so now he's at 5. And then we take 4 damage, which puts us at 17. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for us to lose this, so all right, we're gonna do a different die. And watch me roll a 4. 9! Oh! Yeah, look at that. We killed the Helga. Man, I did not expect to win this, so these sound like famous last words for the fucking Helghast. It's like that meme. Better call an ambulance for yourself. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Umbria. Thank you. If you win this desperate fight to the death, turn to 550. Man, we came out of that pretty damn well. Even if I didn't have all that armor that I bought a little bit ago. We still would have lived. Yo, that went pretty well. So, 550. Yo, that's pretty hype. Pretty hype. You plunge the scarlet dagger into the creature's skull with your final fatal blow. With a ghastly shriek, the head of this gruesome shapeshifter implodes and its body crumbles to the floor. Rapidly, its skeletal form crumbles away until all that is left of the Helghast and the Scarlet Dagger is a heap of fine dust encased within Prince Pelithar's silver armor. You must now remove the Helghast Dagger from your action chart. King Ulnar and Princess Medallion come rushing across the chamber to hug and praise you for the magnificent way you defeated this deadly foe. You have fought with courage and skill, like a true Kai, and by your actions you have saved both the king and the princess from a gruesome and certain death at the hands of Dark Lord Zagarna's evil servant. You have not told us your name, brave Kai, says Princess Medallion with tears of relief and joy in her sparkling blue eyes. Sit, you begin. After a moment's thought, you finish your reply. Lone Wolf. My name is Lone Wolf. King Ulnar draws back the bolt securing the chamber door, and a flood of guardsmen and anxious court dignitaries come rushing through the battered portal. When he tells them what has occurred here and how you saved both himself and Princess Medallion from the Helghast, spontaneously they applaud your heroism. With a broad smile on his face, King Ulnar approaches you and takes your right hand in his. Lone Wolf, you have selfless courage and the quality of a true Kai. Your journey here has been one of great peril, and although the news you imparted to us came as a grievous blow, The spirit of your determination is like a beacon of hope to us all in this dark hour. You have brought great honor upon yourself and the memory of your masters, and for that we praise you. You receive the praise and heartfelt thanks of the king's household, a rare honor that brings a flush of redness to your young face. The king raises his hand, and all voices cease. You have done all that Summerland could ever wish of a loyal soldier, but she is greatly in need of you still. Dark Lord Zagarna has invaded us with fearful strength, and his ambition knows no bounds. Our only hope lies within Duranor, with the weapon that once defeated the Dark Lords an age ago. Lone Wolf, you are now the last of the Kai. Only you possess the skills that can save us. I must ask you to journey to Duranor and return with the Summer Sword, the Sword of the Sun. Only with that gift of the gods may we crush the accursed evil of Zagarna and save our blessed land. If you agree to King Olnar's request and wish to retrieve the fabled Summer Sword from the land of Duranor, this perilous quest awaits you in the next Lone Wolf adventure. Fire on the Water. Yo! We beat the first book. Well, there we go. I was wondering when it was going to end, and there we go. Look at that. I did it. There's 5 books to this series. There's Flight from the Dark, Fire on the Water, Caverns of Kalti, The Chasm of Doom, and Shadow on the Sand. So I don't own the next book yet, so I will get that ordered. In the meantime, let me see something. In the meantime, chat. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for that GGs. It's been a fun experience so far. In the meantime, I think the next time we do hand cam, because I'm not really ready for any Lego streaming yet. I believe we're gonna play Escape. Good time for bed for you and Jerry. You quite enjoy listening to this though, but different book. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I try to do different things on hand cams. I don't try to do the same thing every week, but we stacked up Lone Wolf because I felt like we were getting pretty close to the end there, and I didn't want to keep forgetting what was going on. This game is in black and white, by the way. This isn't just like a cheap thing. But I believe we're gonna play this next week. Escape the Dark Castle, the game of atmospheric adventure. After years of wrongful incarceration, you finally break free of your cell. Now you face danger at every turn, on a desperate quest to escape. Escape the Dark Castle is a simple fantasy adventure game with a focus on atmosphere, storytelling, and player cooperation. Perfect for newcomers to tabletop gaming. Players take on the roles of prisoners and must work together using dice and item cards to overcome the castle's many horrors, traps, and challenges. So yeah, I believe I was wanting to wait until I had proper card sleeves before I played this on stream, but they're like a funky size, so I might not have them. But yeah, I think we're gonna finally play this next week. You're looking for new tabletops? This one, I've never played it. It's been one that I'm extremely interested in. So maybe you'll be interested into it too. Yeah, after I play it next week. In any case, chat. I think that's gonna be it for us tonight before the ads start. So let's figure out who we're gonna raid, huh? Let's figure out who we're going to raid. Who have I not raided in a while? Oh, let's Oh, Sparkle's playing an Atelier game. Let's go check out the Atelier game, huh? Let's go check out an Atelier game. I've never played one of those. I've always wanted to. I own many of them. Sparkle. There we go. Well, let's get this raid started. So we'll be back on tomorrow. We're gonna be doing a Helldivers collab with Freezy and Elite and Senna, the same people we played with a couple weeks ago. Let's see here. Thanks again to Wayne Larva yesterday for the follow, and for Freezy Pop for the raid today. But yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow with Helldivers, and then we're gonna have another stream from work stream on Thursday. Between repairs, we're gonna be playing Kingsfield, so look forward to that. Anyway, thank you for coming out to the stream and for learning how to suck peep ass. Now you know how to suck peep ass. Anyway, hope everybody has a great night, and we'll catch you next time.